Lake Natron is a highly hostile environment with an alkalinity of over pH 12 and temperatures reaching 60 degrees Celsius. Surprisingly, the lake's pinkish waters serve as only regular breeding ground for 2.5 million lesser flamingos in East Africa. These creatures have evolved to withstand the lake's extreme high salt content, allowing them to breed in a predator-free environment. Today's episode deals with one of the deadliest lakes on Earth. Its noxious water can decimate human flesh and poison you to death. If you want to learn how to survive some of the world's most dangerous situations, subscribe to my channel The Way to Survive to find out. And do not forget to hit the bell icon not to miss a single episode. It could determine the difference between life and death. If you find this information exciting and want more people to find all the exciting facts, please don't be shy to share the video and like it. Let's head on. Lake Natron, located in the remote region of Tanzania in East Africa, is one of the most toxic places on the planet. The lake has a maximum length of 56 kilometers and a width of 22 kilometers. Lake Natron is primarily fed by the southern Ivasa-Nigiro River and mineral-rich hot springs. The toxicity is caused by the Ol Doinyo Lengai volcano, which is located on the lake's southern coast and emits a strange magma rich in sodium and potassium carbonate. The ancient Egyptians used the same chemicals to turn dead bodies into mummies by eroding the skin and calcifying the leftovers. Because water cannot flow out of the lake, evaporation is exceptionally high. Because the sodium remains, the lake's salinity rises, making it even more lethal, resulting in the formation of natron, sodium carbonate decahydrate, and trona, sodium sesquicarbonate dehydrate, hence the name. Because of the high concentration of natron, the lake has extremely high alkaline levels, making it one of the most dangerous lakes on the planet. Since it's near a hazardous body of water, the surrounding landscape is eerie, but also it's rich in rare flora and fauna. Most animals are unable to survive in these corrosive waters. They will most likely die before even touching the lake bed. Bats, swallows, and other creatures are chemically preserved in how they die. Sodium carbonate deposits in the water seal the animal in their watery tomb. The landscape of the lake is surreal and deadly, made even stranger by the fact that it is home to nearly 75% of the world's lesser flamingos. If you don't want to be a pile of bones and are curious about how flamingos survive in such an environment, watch to find out. The first step towards survival is to get a ride. Lake Natron's water temperatures can reach 60 degrees Celsius, which is hot enough to cause burns in less than 5 seconds. And due to the high salt concentration in the water, you would quickly dehydrate. As a result, you should avoid getting into the water. If your vehicle crashes into the lake, climb onto anything that will keep you out of the water and find something to paddle to shore. Try not to use your hands. Step 2 is to put on a suit. If an emergency occurs and you have a dry case, get onto it as soon as possible. When swimming in corrosive water of Lake Natron, a dry suit can help protect your skin from sodium. However, it would help if you still reach the shore as soon as possible. The salt will quickly dry out the suit's fabric, and if it comes into contact with you, you will burn your skin and corrode your tissue. The third step is to swim ineptly. The high salt concentration in the water will not allow you to sink, which is good. The bad news is that hot water will burn you. Never ever allow water to enter your mouth, nose, ears, or eyes. Water is nearly as corrosive as ammonia. You will die if you swallow it. It could permanently blind you if it gets into your eyes. So put your swimming lessons aside and keep your head above the water. The fourth step is to work as a team in situations like these and try to protect as many as possible with a combined effort. A documentary film crew was flying across Lake Natron in 2007. However, the helicopter's landing skid connected with the lake's surface. The entire vessel was submerged in corrosive water and caught fire. Ben Herbinston, a cameraman, recalls the hot, salty water burning his eyes. The pilot broke his leg and received severe facial cuts. The producer had a hip fracture. Herbinston and the other passengers assisted them in exiting the chopper. Because the water was shallow, they attempted to drag their injured to the shore. On the other hand, Lake Natron is 1,040 square meters in size, so they had a long way to go. They were fortunate to be only a few kilometers from the coast, so Herbinston, accompanied by a guide, went to the neighboring Maasai village for help. Step 6. To meet with new people. So if anything happens, immediately ask them for help. The guide, who speaks Maasai, quickly explained what had occurred. The young villagers improvised stretchers out of their walking sticks and clothing to lift the injured passengers out of the hot, dangerous water of the lake. The pilot and producer were airlifted to hospitals in Nairobi and South Africa. But despite it being deadly, it still is filled with life. The lake's distinctive bright red color is due to a thriving community of algae. Arthrospira, a genus of brilliant red algae that thrives in salty, alkaline water, lives in the lake. These algae, however, are not alone. They serve as the foundation for the lake's ecosystem. Lake Natron and the other alkaline lakes in the region are home to a genus of fish known as Alkalopia, which has evolved unique adaptations to survive the toxic environment in which they live. Alkaline lakes, for example, are high in ammonia, which is harmful to many types of life. Land animals can usually process ammonia by converting it to urea, which is less toxic but requires energy. Similarly, some saltwater fish have evolved similar adaptations. The problem is that it doesn't take much ammonia to be harmful to freshwater fish. Just half a milligram in a liter of water can cause problems. As a result, Alkalopia evolved an enzyme to convert ammonia to urea without expending too much energy. This enzyme enables them to survive in waters that have shown to kill other similar species of fish in less than an hour. In addition, Alkalopia has evolved a higher internal pH than most fishes. That means they don't have to expend as much energy protecting their internal pH from changing due to their surroundings. But there's the catch. These fishes are only found in alkaline lakes and only in alkaline lakes. These fishes have evolved to live in a highly specialized ecological niche. Their role in the larger ecosystem. They can thrive without competition from other fishes because they live in an environment that other organisms find difficult to tolerate. However, this means that these fishes can only survive in Lake Natron and similar locations. Lake Natron also serves as a breeding ground for the lesser flamingos. Despite their name, these birds are anything but inferior. Lesser flamingos, like Alkalopia, are specially adapted to take advantage of everything Lake Natron has to offer. To avoid burns from the acidic waters, these flamingos have tough skin on their legs. High temperatures don't seem to bother them either. They can immerse their head in water that's nearly boiling. They have even been observed drinking boiling water from geysers with little to no ill effect, despite preferring water at reasonable temperatures when available. It's unclear how they can handle this, but in a study conducted by a group of scientists in 2006, they discovered an unusual structure in the flamingo's head. While they couldn't figure out exactly what it did, they had some ideas, including that it could be some heat exchanger. They discovered that the structure most likely supports the bird's head due to its unusual upside-down feeding style. Flamingos prefer fresh water, but when it's not available, the lesser flamingos adapt and overcomes. They can drink Lake Natron's salt alkaline water because salt glands in their heads filter out excess minerals through their nasal cavity and pass clean water to the rest of their bodies. When they're in Lake Natron, the flamingo's favorite food is Arthrospira, just like Alkalopia. And as you may know, the brilliant pigments from the algae are transferred to the bird's feathers, giving our favorite lawn decoration their pink color. Flamingos like Alkalopia have evolved to take advantage of a specialized environment, which means that their habitat must remain stable for the species to stay healthy. Flamingos rely on these alkaline lakes to reproduce. They cannot compete with other birds in any different environment. Lake Natron is currently under threat because of the proposed construction of a hydroelectric plant on the Evaso-Niagara River and a soda ash mining which extracts sodium carbonate from alkaline lakes like Lake Natron. While this lake is still dangerous to most people, it is still an important ecosystem. That means striking a balance between human activities and the needs of the strange, one-of-a-kind creature that have adapted to live in the alkaline lakes. Already the flamingo population has threatened, no need to meddle and destroy them further. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Please comment below your opinions and whether any fact is missing.